Okay, it's Wednesday, November 17th, 2020, and we're going to start the Town of Sangerville Board of Selectmen meeting with Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
How convenient that is.
It's way better.
Yeah.
Item 2, approval of the minutes, Select Board meeting 11/3/2021.
I'll make a motion to approve A as read.
Second.
All in favor, and we are all three in favor. Item 3, review of treasurer's warrants, payroll 93, 94, 96, accounts payable 95.
I'll make a motion so we talk about it.
Okay,
Okay.
To void that, is that under 95?
It's under 95,
95, it will be voided.
There's a check in 95 that we need to void out.
correct.
Okay.
Good job, Dale.
So how do we approve that without
Oh,
that?
yeah, that's,
It will generate a new journal, another journal.
Okay,
when
so
I
you
void
just
it.
approve 95 as it is?
And then
You
when
can
you're
approve 95 as it is and.
Okay, that's what I want to, so approve as read.
second?
All in favor? We don't have any guests, so I'm gonna move right through open session. Old business banking authorization.
Can we move, do you want it to move to the end of the,
Yes,
can we move to executive session and then come back to all of this? The fire chief will be showing up at some point and
Okay.
wants to talk to you.
Well, then I will make a motion to go down to item 9, executive session 1, MRSA 4056A, that's code for personnel.
Second?
Those in favor, we will vote, it's 5 after 4, we're now in executive session. Okay, make a motion that we come back into session.
Second.
All in favor, no action taken, and we are now back in session. I'll go back up to old business, banking authorization.
Okay. Juan and I have officially scheduled my last day as tomorrow. That is because the 45-day notices are done tomorrow, and therefore we should have the 2019 taxes cleared up, and we'll only have to transfer what's left of the 2020 and the 2021. So we need to remove me from the bank accounts and to add more in all capacities. Well, you have most of them already, and then Sarah has to be added.
Web.
Yeah, web access and signing authority to pick up the bags.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
I'm just gonna put the date in.
Okay, so we've got a series of documents here that essentially facilitate all of that. I'll make a motion that we do that.
Okay. I second?
All in favor? We will sign those tonight.
Okay.
We already have. Is that it on that item?
Yes.
Yes, you're gonna need to put your contract on there, because we're not gonna call another meeting.
No.
So
Yeah, we will sign
somewhere-
that contract at the.
Somewhere in this agenda needs to be
Yep,
the contract.
Yep, we'll put that under Selectmen's concerns, which is not really there, but it is now.
Or new business.
Yeah,
Or,
yeah, it is new business. Okay, I forgot about the loader and the bulldozer bids.
Okay. So let's do the dozer first. There is only one bid. It is way, way below your minimum bid, so you just need to,
Do nothing.
right. you
Yeah, we
need
just
to
decided, we'll
decide that
deal with
you're
that afterwards.
You want to deal with that?
Yep.
Okay. So you've got many,
But I'm sure you've quantified them,
yes, one's got them all organized for you.
okay?
did you make a spreadsheet or anything?
Is the top one the highest one?
Oh,
Just-
okay.
Those are empty envelopes.
Oh, okay,
Oh.
I see.
That is your high bid. I think that is your high bid, let me look. That is your high bid.
Yes.
Okay. And this is your next one.
didn't need to go any further?
Nope, I figured, I don't need to go all, but we had quite a lot of interest in the loader, didn't we?
Yeah,
Well,
I
that
think
falls
I
off that.
showed it daily.
And I've showed it several
It's
times.
really taking people to see it. Yeah, yeah. Wow. Do you want me to make a motion to accept this bid? And should I say the amount?
Yeah, it's, yes.
Okay,
Yep.
okay. And the purchaser?
It's up to you, I don't know if it's relevant, but.
Okay,
it's up to
then.
you.
We're gonna get a check from him
Yeah,
either way,
either
so,
way.
yeah.
So I will make a motion to accept a bid for $54,260 for the 2008 Komatsu loader. And this is a bid from Jones Construction, Mr. Kevin Jones.
Second,
All in favor? We're all in favor.
thank you.
Congratulations, Mr. Kevin Jones. And so on the dozer, do we just wanna relist, or what do you wanna do?
Well, I mean, we put it out there the way we did because that's what we was told the value is. And when we did put ours on, I noticed on Marketplace, there was a couple others, for more than what our minimum was. And then they've actually reduced theirs down, so they are the same as ours.
So we were kinda,
There's actually 3 out there right now for that, for the 20. So, I really think the lack of interest is because of the time of year. You know, I mean, there's not really too many people getting excited about a bulldozer going in the winter and you're gonna
Nope.
store it all winter.
Yep.
You're not gonna use it much.
yeah, whereas you could use a loader tomorrow.
Sure.
And all
Oh,
winter.
yeah.
And all winter.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
that does make sense.
I mean, you got 2 options, we could reduce the minimum and throw it right back out there.
Or wait till spring.
Or we could wait to spring and maybe we do, maybe even then we have to lower it a little, but I wouldn't accept any, I don't know what I wouldn't accept anything too low,
I would say, my inclination is to relist,
so.
or maybe at, 19.5.
Sure.
So you just get below that round number, and
Yep.
see what happens.
Yep.
And if
And
we
you can-
do that until next spring, what do we, it'll be fine.
You can leave it out there forever. You get a bid, you get a bid. But to take much less than that, I don't think it'd be in our best interest to
I don't
sell
think we
that
should.
low.
There's no rush.
No,
No.
there's no downside to
Sure.
waiting
Right,
at all.
I mean,
And just the way the supply, all of this stuff, things are just getting harder and harder to get, so I
The
just
only
think.
question, if we have that, if we still have it, and we come into next year's town meeting, should we seek permission to sell it again? Or do we have permission going forward?
we have permission.
That's how you would interpret
That's how
it.
I interpret it. We've never not.
You don't lose that
I
permission
don't see
because
how
you haven't,
you lose it.
I would tend to agree with you, but that's, I just,
Check with MMA.
I know there would be some people who might raise their hand and say, well, you didn't sell it when we gave you permission, so you need permission again. But
But
I
we
would wanna
ne-
know the answer.
We never said that.
Right, that there was
Never
a
said when
deadline,
you-
there wasn't
No.
like for
We
the
just
year
asked them,
twenty
do we have
twenty-one.
permission to sell
Sell
it?
it.
Yes,
Right,
you do.
and we didn't say, do we have permission to sell it in the next 6 months?
Right,
Correct.
right.
So,
And if something happens, some
And you
major
aren't gonna
event.
say, if you don't put anything on the warrant.
Right, I mean,
and the minimum, it was left at our discretion.
right. Yeah, I mean, we're just looking out for the town's best interest. It's not like we're not, I'm sure you could throw that online for 10 grand and sell it tomorrow. But I don't feel that
No,
that's.
no,
No, we're not in that kind of a situation, we're not in a
no,
rush.
no.
So, alright, so what do you guys, you wanna relist at 19.5?
Sure,
And we'll just do that
Yeah.
until spring?
yeah, that's what I would.
Okay, make a motion.
I'll make a motion to list the bulldozer, I don't know what year it is, but that doesn't matter, the description.
1990.
For 19,500.
Do we wanna, because we get into holiday season, do you wanna make this out to the first meeting in January that we review that bid, or maybe, that would hurt us, because maybe, they might want it early, I don't know.
I just leave it the way it is.
Every
Well,
month.
no,
I know we had towns look at the loader and because of the budget,
Oh,
Cycle,
because of
they
where they
couldn't-
are in
yeah.
their budget.
Oh, okay, cause they couldn't
Oh,
commit,
that's a
yeah.
good point.
but they probably aren't likely to be your high bidders anyway.
True,
but
you mean
there
towns.
again, If
Towns,
the town was that interest, I would have thought, even under that scenario, they should have reached out to us and said that. Hey, I'd be willing to do something with you, but I have to get it approved through the budget, and for us, we could have just let it sit there, if that's what we chose to do.
But the cycle on this, do we just wanna, revisit it every second meeting of the month. That's where we are right now, so just keep doing that. And
Yeah.
if it doesn't sell, it doesn't sell.
Doesn't say. It's not hard.
All right,
Okay.
good.
And maybe, you know, maybe by spring we have to reduce it a little more, but, I mean, I don't think it
Well,
needs to
we'll
go
just
all
see
over.
where the market's going with.
But I think
this
that was a pretty
equipment.
strong bid on the loader.
That's good.
Yeah, I
Yep.
thought that was a very nice bid.
Okay. Item B, correspondence.
Correspondence. I sent an email with correspondence from the town of Dover. You didn't receive?
Yeah, I did.
Oh.
Yep, we did.
Had, about our,
It's referencing our agreement,
solid waste.
solid waste with Dover. I thought it kind of vindicated the whole argument or rationale behind us leaving.
Leaving.
There's some specifics I'd like to see addressed.
Yeah.
I'm
Perhaps we
thinking,
should start with them now.
yeah,
There's
well,
really only one,
well,
for me anyway.
they essentially shared with us what they estimate to be our percentage of liability based on the amount of time that we've been involved at that. So the question I would ask them is what's everybody else's percentage?
Yeah,
Today.
I'd like to see the spreadsheet of
How the
how everybody was
percentage-
evaluated as of May.
Right,
How is it
they
going?
assess the entire thing, where's Dover, where's Sebec,
Yeah,
where's,
yeah,
we know where
yeah, I mean-
Sangerville is. So, I think that's reasonable. The other thing I found interesting is, there was a fair amount of drama, his select board got confused that we hadn't given proper notice, and in this letter to us, he acknowledges that we gave proper notice in 2017. Very polite, very professional. I found that confusing.
Yeah,
Just a little.
yes.
So I don't know.
My question is the 18.97, how do you arrive at that?
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And what are all the other,
Other towns?
yeah, what is their percentages?
I mean, if I'm just gonna have to throw a figure out there, I'm gonna think Dover Foxcroft's gonna be around 35 or 40% if we're 18. So, but it'll be curious to find out where they are. So,
We can send that back. Also, there was a letter from Haley Ward on how they came about with the
Yep.
tonnages.
and
Yeah,
Haley
yeah.
probably has all that information.
Sure.
But other than that, I thought it was,
Well, I would guessing that they use that outside firm to calculate the facility, and then internally, they calculate the percentage of the town.
or they gave them the criteria and then,
No, because it doesn't reference it in their
It
letter,
Oh,
doesn't-
so-
It doesn't.
so I would lend
Ah,
to
so
believe.
Oh, I
they
see what you're
then
saying.
did their own math.
Haley gives them a
internal-
total, and then they break it up the way they think it should be broken up.
Correct.
Ah, okay.
So they should be able to provide us, if that's true,
Yep.
it should be really quick for them to provide us with
Yeah,
that
I would
breakdown.
think so.
Well, they do it or they did it they did it frequently, but they didn't always. And I'm a little skeptical of how they reached there. When they put it in our bills, it was always solely on population, as far as I could tell. And the agreement was not.
Well, you couldn't do it, and be fair, you couldn't do
Yeah.
it solely on population, so
Yeah.
we'll see what they come back with.
We'll see. What they come back
As long as it's reasonable, I don't see us putting up a big stink, but if it's unreasonable, we'll
Go back.
reach out to
at
our
it.
attorney.
Yep.
Okay?
Do we have any documentation in the past that you can remember where they ever referenced a percentage?
Only maybe on their annual bill, I don't think they ever gave it, how they arrived at our bill. Did they ever reference
They just
what we were
referenced
relative to everybody else?
It referenced population.
Right.
I did find something back in the 1990s when the first thing started, as to how you're supposed to figure the tonnages. But I'm not even sure that formula takes into the account the fact that we have no schools, no hospital, no restaurants.
No academies, no,
no
yeah.
businesses that,
I mean, McDonald's alone generates more trash than all of our downtown.
no supermarkets, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean,
So,
That's right.
that has to
That's
be
right.
acknowledged, not just for Sangerville's sake, but for all the other members.
yeah.
If
It
Sebec
was-
is being
if we're
treated
the
purely
second
on.
biggest,
Yeah,
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 exactly.
yeah.
so,
So anyway, that'll be interesting to see, but, even with that number though, based on the amount of time that's left in the facility, it was a no-brainer for us to leave.
correct, and that number's, as a percentage of the total, is gonna go down, but,
A lot, because it's not, the facility's not even half, now I suppose the rate of usage could change, maybe a bunch of people move up here and it doesn't last as long, which it wouldn't benefit us as much, but
No, but-
us not being in it is
Is-
just gonna make some difference,
yep.
okay? Is that it for correspondence?
that is it.
Property maintenance issue?
Okay, we passed a property maintenance ordinance. We have wasted no time in acting. CEO has gone out to several places, and I also want to say, we've also had a local health officer issue that could also go under the property maintenance issue, and we're working our way through the process.
Okay,
Very good.
well, these are our first cases under our new ordinance.
That's right.
E91 officer, E911 officer.
Which is going to be Lorna, obviously. But we went out, we had somebody request a new address on what was the McNaughton Hill Road. Lorna and I decided together to change this portion of McNaughton Hill to the Kittredge Hill Road. So anything that we don't maintain from the Bierce Road intersection to the Brockway Mills intersection is now Kittredge Hill Road. We fixed all the addresses, and the state had a couple of questions, but I think we've straightened that all out, and
Just a question, how many addresses did it impact?
5?
Four.
4 we had to, 1 we had to add, 3 we had to change, or, I can't remember. Only
One
6
we
out
added,
there.
2 we changed, and 1 didn't. He had 0 Kittredge Hill, so we actually gave him an address.
Oh, okay. There you go.
But the camp
Okay.
had been there for a long
That
time.
was where my
Okay.
terrifying bike ride was.
On this very smooth road.
Okay, anything else on that?
There are gonna be some issues. There's a piece of Brockway Mills that isn't maintained. We couldn't make that part of Kittredge because of the way it was numbered, and also for the fact that there are camps down below where we stopped Kittredge that could also be the Kittredge Hill Road. So we've got to figure out how we want to do that. There are at least 2 buildings in there.
Where? They're not between the 2 points that you mentioned?
No. They're between where South Sangerville Grange Road stops and the point that, the Brockway Mills Kittredge Hill intersection.
No. Yeah.
So we're gonna figure out what to do there, but. That is, and we're looking, and.
So what are they called now?
Well, one of them has a 0 Kittredge Hill address, one of them has a 0 McNaughton Hill address, and one of them has I think a non-such road
See,
address.
yeah, to me, neither one of them should be Kittredge Hill or McNaughton Hill, because was never what that road was.
Right, so we gotta figure it out. There's a letter in a file 15 years ago that acknowledged that one of the camps was on the Kittredge Hill portion of McNaughton Hill, even though we were calling it McNaughton Hill. So it just needs to be straightened out. There are other roads, any road that, we don't want to have roads that are named so that we have, part of it we take care of the road and part of it we don't. For
You
instance.
could call it South Sangerville Greens Extension.
We could.
That would be simple and easy.
Good idea.
right?
Yep.
And then South Sangerville.
Plus it's logical.
Well,
Now it's all done, so
We're
it makes
hoping,
sense.
we're hoping to make this logical so that somebody looking
Yeah,
at it
yeah,
Yeah.
so
10 years
it's,
from now can figure
aren't
out.
scratching their head and say,
Yes,
well,
that's-
how's that work?
That's what we're
Yeah.
aiming for.
Yeah.
So, Lorna will be working on that.
Okay. Anything else? F, oaths.
Oh,
What else are we doing?
well,
Oh, yes.
maybe we should actually do that at the first meeting, 'cause but I've got,
Today is the 17th.
yeah. I've got the local E911 that I have to have you sign.
Because I signed my own and then edited signed one. So now you get
So
to,
I'm curious, what is the technical address of the town property up there?
the range.
You know? Yes, that's out that way, but do we have we don't have an address on that tax card?
I
For
didn't
the
look on
town
that
hall?
one. Yeah.
Today is 17?
It
17th.
is, yeah. Because there's no building out there, I don't know, but it's gonna say one of those roads and I don't know, I don't remember which one.
And actually, these will be signed and then I take it tomorrow with Sarah.
Oh, okay.
But I want to show you that I completed.
Is Sarah Dedimus?
Huh?
Is Sarah Dedimus?
No, but she is a notary, so
Okay.
so she can do
Yep.
it. I want to show you that I completed my certificate for local health officer.
Oh, good for you.
Congratulations.
Good for you. So,
That goes with that.
Okay, great. We will sign that.
Same with, I have to redo the town clerk, E911.
Okay,
so when are we going to sign these?
we'll sign them before we leave tonight? Is that legitimate, or do we have to come in tomorrow after you've taken the oath?
Let's do them all tonight.
Do it all tonight, and then Sarah, I take the oath in front of Sarah.
Sure.
Okay,
And then that will,
That's what
Okay.
makes everything official.
right,
Yep.
and I'll make it a little bit.
all right,
So we have to sign those before we leave?
Yes.
yep,
Okay.
there's more.
Oh, yeah,
A lot of hats.
Oh, boy.
yeah.
You need a new closet.
And then those ones are for Sarah, because she has to take new oaths under me. So, there we go.
You good?
As long as you guys sign them, we're good.
We will.
Yeah, don't let us leave.
Right.
Yeah,
Guard the door.
yeah.
On to stale checklist.
So I had 3 checks that I reissued for, they were payroll checks for 2019 and 2020, so those are taken care of. I have one that's dated, this is a accounts payable back in 2018 that I feel that it's not gonna be cashed and it's unlikely, so it's stale, so I'd like to have that, with your permission to have that removed.
It's $24.64 to Seth Elderkin.
Bailey's Construction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't even cash it?
Huh? No, it never got cashed. And it's been on our,
Have we reached out to him?
we did once, I think a year ago, but
Well, I'm just wondering, what's the difference, because I don't know, what's the difference between this check and the payroll check? Why wouldn't we reissue this one?
because the payroll checks, you have to because they were given taxes.
Well, there was no withholding on this check?
No,
It's just
it's
a
accounts
gross-
payable,
Oh, I
and they're
see.
incorporated.
Just a
So you
bill?
Right.
don't have to pull any
Right.
taxes out. But the payroll's
Payrolls,
complicated
right,
because
they
you
receive,
withheld
they
money.
receive the W-2s and all their tax
Oh, yeah.
information, so you have to reissue the check.
It's not much money, but I just would like to reach out to him one more time.
Okay,
I would too.
all right, we'll do that.
Okay?
Perfect.
In fact, if you would, that's great. I have his, I'm gonna text him.
Okay.
Just let him know, we got a small check for you if you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and I'll reissue the
Yeah.
check.
And,
He wants it.
yeah, and
I can't
if,
imagine $24 is
Yeah,
worth swinging in.
absolutely.
yeah,
Okay.
he's working over here. He could swing in and grab his fresh check.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll do that.
That'd just be
Perfect.
fair.
Put it in the
And
mail if he, I mean,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, because I can reissue a new one to clear up
Yep.
outstanding checks.
Okay.
So, like on the payroll check though, so like if you're gonna reissue, so what happens next year when those don't clear? Then are you okay to? I
Yeah,
mean,
at what point do
What
you,
point do you stop reissuing?
No, well, the 3 were fire department. So from now on, if they let them sit over there, they need to bring them back to me so I can just mail them. So that the people that have left the fire department get their checks.
Right, but it's still the same scenario. If somebody doesn't cash it,
Right.
how many times do we have to reissue? That's what I'm saying. You know,
I don't know, after the first time of them not cashing, I think we'll probably have to follow up quicker with phone calls.
I can't say that we've ever had.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've done this before.
Well, I can see once a
it's
guy
still
leaves
cancelable, but
or
I've
gal
Right.
done
leaves,
it
she's
twice.
not, they don't have access to the,
Right,
Right.
and they just need to bring it back and I can mail them. Because it used to be a year that you could
Leave it.
cash it, now it's only 6 months. I can't
Oh,
understand
oh.
What's the difference?
now, the fact that we're handling more of this in-house, is that perhaps gonna make this work better?
Yes,
Okay.
it will be.
Yeah.
do we do any direct deposit of anyone's paychecks?
No,
Okay. Cause that's,
No, but we are set up to do, I mean, everything that goes through the state comes in
right.
direct deposit, I mean.
that makes it a lot neater. Cause then you're not mailing things or something sitting on a sideboard somewhere,
You never
right?
have to talk about checking in.
Nope, nope.
I mean, if you're regulars, I mean,
Right, I mean, not that we
But the
cut a
majority of the
lot.
time you have 2 people and then fire departments every 6 months.
Right, right, but, yeah,
still.
still, yeah. No,
Look
I
into
mean,
it.
it's easy if it gets set up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
one time setup, you're done, you never
right,
have to do
it
it again.
goes into their accounts. So, I don't know, it might be something to look into.
I'll look into it.
Yeah.
Okay. We got the fire department on here, but Chad's not here yet, so.
Probably won't be here till 6:45, so I don't know what we need to do.
Well, we're not gonna
I'm
make
not
quarter
sitting here
six.
that
We'll go to town manager's report.
Okay, town manager's report, I don't have anything on there, we tried to think of what stuff that we,
Okay.
That's fine. That means things are quiet. chugging away.
Road commissioners report.
all right, we did get paving done.
And the
We
gravel.
have not got the trench paving done.
Supposed to be very warm tomorrow.
They had told me they were going to do the trench paving before they pulled out. They pulled out, I called them and said, what the heck? And they said, well, we have 2 other jobs we have to get done that take priority over the trench paving.
They were laying asphalt in Newport today.
Yeah, they had
my
a
gosh.
couple of parking lots that they had to get done, so I'll call them again and see
You were down there
where we're
today.
at.
I went through Newport the other day and they were,
Yeah.
here's one stop, they're putting on and they put in new tanks and
Oh, wow.
pumps.
So
and
Yeah.
they were scraping everything up right there. So-
Has he said to you how long he will have pavement available? Because they close plants eventually, I think.
Well, that was part of the problem with getting even us done, is because some mornings they just weren't opening.
They were laying asphalt in Waterville
Yeah.
too today, so
I think we
everybody's
ought to
still
be
doing
Reaching
it.
out and finding out, if
Yeah.
you're not gonna be able to do this, they need to be done before winter.
Yeah, these,
Build a lot.
Yeah, I will
and
look at it
they
again.
don't need to be perfect because we're gonna pave over them next year.
Right,
But they do need to be done.
yes, and
I mean,
So
we don't wanna
plow
cold
doesn't-
patch those things.
so that the plow doesn't catch them.
Yeah, no, that's not gonna be
Yeah.
ideal. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you could just kinda keep us updated on that, cause we're gonna get calls on this.
Yeah.
So when you get some information, just a quick email is,
Okay.
you know. And I know that just cause they tell you they're gonna do it tomorrow.
Doesn't mean they're gonna
they're
do
gonna
it.
do it tomorrow, but
No.
at least
How many times I
we're
texted
trying.
that to you?
Yeah.
Tomorrow,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I get
Yeah.
that.
tomorrow.
Yeah,
But there may be somebody else out there that does have some free time that might
Yeah,
wanna
can
jump
do
in and
it.
get it done.
No. We'll see.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shy about reaching out to anybody at this point. We need these
Yeah.
trenches done. McNaughton Hill Road, Kittredge Hill Road,
That was.
You discussed that.
Yeah.
okay.
Part of the E911.
and I just have a question for the road. Did Newts ever do a second grading of dirt roads?
They barely started.
I don't think they ever completed the first round of grading.
Okay.
They barely started.
They barely started? Does that mean they've,
Well, they started on the McNaughton Hill Road, And we immediately started getting complaints because there was dirt in the, in the road. And I don't think they've gotten any further.
And have you communicated with them? I mean, you know, what
Yes.
is they, I mean, they're not doing,
Yes.
Correct. Easy
Their
thing
job.
to do is,
they're not doing
we're
what we,
gonna have somebody else do it next year.
okay.
Yeah, can we have someone else do it this year? These
Well-
roads aren't frozen yet, we could
They
grade these
really-
roads.
Yeah, I mean, they're rough.
They're.
I mean, I'd call
I-
Seth, say, hey, you wanna check and do
Yeah,
some
yeah,
grading?
yeah.
I mean, I'd
Well,
call
I-
anybody,
Yeah,
because once these things are frozen,
right.
And we're not far, I mean, it's getting there at night, so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
You're
they're
gonna
getting a
start freezing
little,
up in the shaded areas pretty soon
Yeah.
here. And you're
Yeah.
not gonna be thawing, actually, the bog going into my camp road, that was
Gets-
froze last week, it's thawed back out again.
I'd call Steve, he's got equipment, you know, and my guess is he's got most of his work done, so
Yeah.
he might be able to put somebody over
It's
there,
probably
Okay.
available.
so. But I wouldn't hesitate at this point to find someone else.
What do we have, I mean, do we have, how much do we got there, do we,
how many
I mean, we
roads?
still got money for grading, we still
Oh,
got money
yeah.
for the gravel, if we need
Well-
any in there?
I am now negotiating with Roundy's, they went over. So I don't know how much
Okay.
I have left for. I had quite a bit in the gravel account, but it's gonna eat that up. I have money in the grading account, but
Okay.
if we get, Seth to do it, would be cheaper than if we got, that would save us some money, so.
Okay, well, let's see if we can get, I mean, some of these are probably worse than others. I'm not saying they shouldn't all be done, but if we could prioritize, because we may run out of time.
Yep,
He gets on it though, it doesn't take long.
We also have got that washout on Flanders Hill that really needs to be addressed before we start plowing snow over there.
which was on the list when I last talked to Newts, but
It's still there.
yeah,
Okay. And that's something that we're gonna have to address it.
before winter because
Well,
they
yeah,
can't
even
plow.
in winter. I mean, we're gonna, it's gonna be a problem. So, I wouldn't, whatever it takes to get someone to go over there and fix it. As long as we don't run out of money.
I was gonna say too, I did send out the bids for snow plowing, cemetery, and,
Cemetery.
cemetery,
And
and
they're
public
for
works and all that.
December,
And then, yes, I gave them until December 15th.
We've got a fallen tree in the cemetery on our road. It's on the land that borders Diane's
Oh, okay.
property. Half of a pasture pine rotted and fell into the cemetery. The problem with that, and it's probably true with most cemeteries, is you can't just push this off onto, it's ours now.
Right.
It's not like the road where you just push it off the
It
road.
all needs to go, I mean, we really need,
That cemetery particularly, all those old pine trees are just coming
they
down.
all gotta go.
Yeah, but anyway, we've got half of a pine tree laying on
Okay.
top of graves, so. It's not a huge deal, but you could pick it up with a regular tractor, put it in a dump truck and be out of there. But you can't just push it onto Diane's property,
No.
unless she gave us
It's
permission.
not her tree?
It's right on the border. It's one of those, and
Come on.
our half, if it fell onto her property,
Yeah.
nobody would
same.
even notice, right?
Right.
It'd be nice, especially that cemetery, they're all dying in there.
Yes,
I mean,
all those pines are way over,
Yeah,
done.
we
Yep.
really ought to
Why not?
get a cost to go in there and just clean that up,
I agree with you.
because this has been every year, this has happened.
Yeah, it's just
forever.
piecemealing you to death. And it never really looks good, cause you're always got debris everywhere.
And you're constantly breaking stones every time
Yep.
it comes down, so if we could get it cleaned up.
Okay.
I got a few numbers. I'll give you.
Okay.
That's it on my list. We're not gonna stay here for an hour, are we?
No, let me just text Jen and tell him we're
Going to adjourn. Oh, and I'll start signing these. The blue pen's fine, right?
Yeah.
It's okay? What, you don't like blue pen? No.
Like black.
Isn't that funny?
All right, I make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
Second?
It is 4:45 and we are